What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so for today's video, I'll be talking about the best graphic settings for Diablo 4 on PC. I just got the game last night because I wasn't willing to pay extra dollars just to get the game earlier for a few days. But I have been playing a lot since last night, so yeah, I had the chance to kind of like test out the settings and just to kind of like have the best experience, the best looks, but also not stutter or not have any drops in frames. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I just want to like warn you guys that, if you disagree with what I say in this video, just leave a comment, let me know. Always give me some feedback. I'm always down to hear what you guys think. But honestly, this video is going to be kind of like a reference point. I feel like I always try to find the best graphic settings for each game, but I always lean more towards performance. So obviously it's not going to always look as good or maybe as good as your graphic settings. But anyways, first things first, before we start, the first thing that I want you guys to do is hold Control and press R. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to bring up this FPS counter right here. It's kind of like a free tip, and it's always good to see like your FPS. This is the reason why we're doing this. And we are going to go to our graphic settings. And all right, so obviously in the graphic settings is where you want to be. The first setting is going to be the display. Make sure that you choose windowed full screen. There is no true full screen. And anyways, even if there was a true full screen, I'd be choosing windowed full screen so I can kind of like tab out and, just select my other monitors and use the other monitors that I'm using right now. Adapter, make sure that you select the right GPU. Sometimes if you have multiple GPUs, then it might just auto select one of them, so make sure that is correct. Monitor here, it is currently locked, and resolution as well, just because we are windowed full screen. If there was a true full screen, I'm sure it'll come up with that and we'll be able to choose our monitor and our resolution. Sharpen image, I would just start with maybe like 15. And if you see that it's not sharp enough, then go to 20, 25. If it's too sharp, then go to 10. But I think 15 is a good starting point. I just like 25. I feel like it's nice and sharp. I kind of like it a little bit sharper just because, I like to see things and I like when things are over sharpened in Diablo. On scale, medium, cursor scale, these are all personal preferences. I'm not using HDR. I would turn off VSync. I would not limit cutscene FPS because it only limits it to 30 FPS. I know it's nice and cinematic, but to me that's just weird. I don't like it. Lock cursor. This is only if you feel like that your mouse is just always constantly bouncing off and going to your other monitors. But I like this. This is exactly why I wanted it to be windowed full screen. And then we will jump right into the performance tab. Resolution percentage, I would just select 100. If you want to go over this, then just go here and change it. You can't really change it, so just make sure that everything matches, and there's no really reason for you to go above your resolution unless I don't know, there's some specific scenarios, but 99% of the time you'll keep it at 100. And if you're really struggling, then this is where you're gonna have to like reduce it. But honestly, there are other ways for you to like have better FPS than reducing your resolution. So just keep it always at 100. Now, if you are playing on 4K or on a 2K display, then I would use NVIDIA DLSS just because you will be benefiting from this the most. I would use quality just because it looks so much similar to like native. But since I'm playing on 1080, then I will just turn it off. Frame generation, if you have a 40 series graphics card, turn this on. I believe it's gonna help you tremendously. I currently only have a 3060, so I do not have this. Max foreground FPS, I currently have a 165 hertz display, so I'm just gonna go a little bit over that at 180. If you have a 60 hertz display, then maybe go at 80. It just, you don't necessarily have to go like above your monitor frequency. Max background FPS, I like to keep this at 30. 30 is the lowest that I would go. NVIDIA reflex low latency, this will depend on your PC's responsiveness. So just try if enabled is good for you. If not, then enabled plus boost. This really depends on what kind of rig you have. If let's say like your CPU is struggling to keep up with your GPU, then click enable plus boost. But if your system is somewhat balanced, like mine, my CPU and GPU are almost on the same level, so enabled is the best. Now to the quality tab, I would set this at custom. Anyways, it's gonna be at custom once you start changing things. Texture quality, you're better off reading like the right side in here. It says that it is recommended for players who are playing at 4K to play at ultra, and if they have 32 gigs of RAM, play at ultra. I currently have only 16 gigs of RAM, and I'm playing on 1080, so I would just go at high. Check it out, try it out for yourself. Medium says suitable for playing up to 1080p resolution, but high says suitable for playing up to 4K, meaning that it could be between 1080 and 4K. So high is really just like the best option for me right now. Anisotropic filtering, this shouldn't really affect your performance that much. I would just go with 16. If you see that you're kind of like lagging, or if you're having a hard time, go with 8. But 16 shouldn't be too much of an issue. Shadow quality, for some reason in every game, doesn't matter like what kind of game, I just turn off shadows. I hate shadows. They just really decrease my FPS. This is like the biggest FPS eater, so I just turned them off. Same thing for dynamic shadows, soft shadows, turn them all off. Shader quality, this shouldn't decrease your FPS that much, so keep it on high. Same thing for SSAO, high. Fog quality, this is really irrelevant to me. Like fog is just, who cares about fog? Like I just go through it or I fight in it, so low. Clutter quality, this is really like the grass, the foliage that are placed like on the ground. I don't care about that, so I just turn it off. For quality, everything else from for quality all the way to screen space reflections is going to be on high or on. There's really no reason for you to turn these off or lower. Like if you would obviously get more FPS, but the game would just look like not as good. So distortion, you don't need to have this, and low effects is only if you're really struggling. So with these settings, also just quickly in gameplay, I turned off screen shake effects, I checked combat hit flash, and I checked the reduced strobing for strobing. So yeah, these are my graphic settings. This is how it looks for me. Obviously, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is kind of like a middle ground. This is more like a reference point. So if you are not happy with this, increase things, or if you find that you're struggling still with performance, start with my video and then decrease, and just go as you kind of like try out the settings. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be seeing you guys next time, and I'll try to keep you guys updated if there's anything that changes with my graphic settings. But so far, this is how we're gonna roll. And yeah, anyways, don't forget to drop a like and to subscribe and to leave a comment if there's anything that you guys liked or did not like, or that you guys want to talk about. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.